The film, we'll show the film, and then we will bring on the band. The gentleman whose great vision, you are the star as far as I'm concerned, the great vision he had of bringing all these musicians together who are Philly musicians celebrating Philly music. Please say hello to David Uosikkinen.
Thank you, Pierre. Doesn't he look great? He looks amazing tonight. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. I mean, it blows my mind that we still do this. You know, it happens. It doesn't surprise me because I know Philadelphians and Jerseyites and everything, so it doesn't surprise me, but man, it pleases me so. It's unbelievable. I do some thank yous before we show this video, so here we go. Thank you. In the Pocket band members who are here tonight. Kenny Aronson, Richard Bush, Steve Butler, Buddy Cash, Tommy Conwell, Jay Davidson, Greg Davis, Joey DiTullio, John Forensic, Adam Hirschberger, Charlie Ingwe, Ken Queter, John Lilly, Michael Pilla. And that cool Michael came up from Nashville, and his lovely wife is with him, and so it's, we got some doctors in the house if anybody gets call Michael. Can you imagine that? Off stage. Anyway, Fran Smith Jr., Wally Smith, the real star of the show in this song, Don Van Winkle, Jim Vidor, our crew, Ed Abrams, Marietta Dooley, Joe O'Brien, Johnny Salvo, Lucy Angelone, Arthur Werbling. And some special thanks go to Steve Aceto from Blue Wire Media, who did the video. I should do this backwards, but that's all right. Graham Perry, who's our t-shirt design guy. The cool t-shirt, right? It's kind of cool. It's like the dating game kind of thing. That's what I think when I say it. I like it a lot. Paula Savastano, who does our licensing. So you gotta license this material when you do it, because we can't do it for free. Phil Niccolo, who usually is here tonight behind the board, but Julian is mixing tonight, but Phil is working with Lauren Hill. Imagine that, he left us for Lauren Hill. What the hell? He did it for Bon Jovi last week, too. And a special thanks to my wife, my partner in this project, who really kind of kicks my ass to do this thing, Gallon Pavey. Frankly, like, there's a lot of days, it's like, I think this is the 17th song or 18th song. 18th song. Or 9th? I don't know. It's a lot. So we've been doing it for almost 8 years, so I hope to put out another record for the holidays, which would be a lot of fun. This song was an early pick for me to do because the band, the whole vibe, the whole thing about the American dream was always fascinating to me. Nick was some kind of, Nick Jameson in the band always was somebody that lived in this other sphere of artists and musicians in my head. And it was true when I saw him. I said, he really is that good, And then I saw Winkle, and I met Winkle and all the people that were involved with that band and that whole scene. It's just, bands are made by not just the band, it's the people that are around and what they're influenced by. And they were really special. And Winkle, man, he's remarkable, man. He just shows up and plays gigs. And if you ever see him play in like a little bar, and he just puts out, he never stops, he's like amazing. You'll see him tonight, he's great. Did I miss somebody? I guess I don't know if I missed somebody. Anyway, listen, thank you for coming out. Thanks again for supporting In the Pocket. It's so much fun to do. I get, it was nice when Pierre said, man, it's a fun gig for me to do. I got to do something. So we made this video that was made by Steve Aceto and Blue Wire Media. He came over and he filmed some stuff, and there's a special dedication to a special person on there, so pay attention. And I hope you enjoy it. Thanks, everybody. Right on. Right on. E-A-G-L-E-S, Evo! Fuck, that never gets tired. We're recording Frankford L. Can't Get to Heaven on the Frankford L. Done by the American Dream. The band itself was a very special band. Todd Rundgren produced this record. It was a Philadelphia local phenom band of great musicians and legendary musicians throughout the years.
Well, we're a band of corner kids coming out of high school up in northeast Philly. We end up hooking up with a singer Richard Johnson and Nick Jameson, introduced to us by Paul Fishman, who was at the time managing the Naz, Todd Brunger's group of Naz, and he introduced us, and we hit it off right away. Started in the cellar on James Street, throwing blues back and forth, 8 hours a day, 6 days a week, and Paul eventually offered to manage us, and then 5 years of a beautiful run. Todd Rundgren came along, he was interested, he produced our first and only album, and fate had it, didn't have it, it wasn't in the stars, but it was a great time in my life. I wouldn't change a thing.
I remember being in high school when it came out, and it was pretty exciting because it was homegrown music, it was Philly music, local rock and roll.
Nick Jameson, one of the main members of the American Dream, I grew up with his little brother, David Jameson. We lived in the house at Green and Tulpehocken, just south of Green, and they lived 2 doors just north of Green, so we were neighbors. And then from the time I was like 10 years old, Davey, who was a drummer, and our other friend Michael Radcliffe, we had a band and we rehearsed in their basement, in the Jameson's basement, and this is while the American Dream was doing their thing, I guess 69, maybe 70, 68 in there. So that song, I sort of watched it come about as they were making these records.
I remember when the song came out quite a few years ago. I was much younger, and I kind of dug it because it was talking about an area that I knew. Like a lot of songs you'd hear and you'd be like, I wonder where that is. But in this case, it was like, oh, I know where the Frankford L is. I've been there.
What I like about Frankford L is that it's like fully hillbilly. We got the Philadelphia sing-along, jam-along. It has a great feeling of community. It talks about our history, mentions streets in Philadelphia. It's just a feel-good song.
I saw the American Dream perform live, intact, one time, and that was at the Main Point. And I don't remember what year it was, maybe it was 68, I'm not sure. But I was very impressed by that band. It was a really good rock band.
We had a little thing I had put together, we called it the Country Jam. And we just would jam it, it was instrumental. Well, on the way down to practice from the Northeast, Nicky and Nicky Jameson, they started with the words with it. They take it from the Can't Get to Heaven on the trolley car, don't throw that one. So they just put it together in about the 30-minute ride that it took to get uptown from the Northeast.
More about the attitude and the vibe. In the other songs, you wanted to capture the original and then kind of make it in the pocket. But this one is just get in the room, have fun, and just do a song that's just fun to listen to and fun to sing along. The recording is going great. Wink's having fun, we're having fun, and it's just captured that moment more than any other in the pocket track. It wasn't, well, let's work on this part or that part. It's just been, boom, we captured it, it's done.
This was kind of a lot of fun because it is so kind of loose and a party in the studio, which is a great way to make a record. It's not the sort of song that anybody's agonizing over parts. It's more about getting a good feel and a good vibe and everybody just sort of playing.
We all knew the song or kind of had to refresh our memory by listening to the recording again, but certainly didn't rehearse or anything. And Winkle and I ended up doing some double guitar stuff, and none of that was sketched out until we were actually counting. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And it's so much fun when something like that comes together. It's basically pretty spontaneous, and that's a great way to create, So, and those of us in the room, we've worked together several times now. It's really fun to make music together.
Playing with the
these guys, especially Don Winka over here singing, it's great. It just brings back memories of fun teenage times. And I think we're kind of recreating that here in the studio. I think everybody really has that feel, that flavor. It's definitely, a hoot. It's definitely a lot of fun.
I have only a limited experience with the original record. My actual connection to it is only that Eric Bazillion told me the story of when they were writing Beat Up Guitar, just having the kind of brainstorm to take that one line for the middle eight of that song, which you can't forget, Heaven on the Frankfurt L, because the Frankfurt L goes straight to Frankfurt, and kind of nicking it for that song. So I'm more aware of it as kind of a jokey reference in a Hooters song than any other way.